What is stress, and what is this ability to get them to shake you off of your center, which is what they want to do? Again, I'm saying that with no blame. They're wired to test their primates. They got to see, like, where does the clan end? Where do I go? How far can I get out there? That is a natural, healthy biological drive. Okay, it is natural and it's healthy. So when they cause you stress, whether they're quiet or loud, when your life is causing you stress, stress is really short, medically speaking, for the word distress, right? Which means to be torn apart. You can't keep it together. That's what stress really means, distress. So I define stress as the inability to integrate what's coming into you, including the way your kids behave, whether they're quiet or loud, short attention, long attention. When you can't integrate that, it's because you don't have a way. It doesn't fit into some model you already have. Or it's counter to the model you have, perhaps. But if you have a way, which I'm going to promise you, teach you today and tomorrow, and we'll get to all your hardest cases if we need to, what I'm saying is that if you can't integrate, if you can't get that they're trying to just be themselves in a certain way, and they're just trying to do what their biology demands, then you're not integrating that input. You're taking it personal. You think it's you. It's them being biological beings, and you need to integrate that. You need to get wider than where they're coming from so you can integrate it, take it in. So let's start moving into how to relax and how to deal with them. All right? This is a summary of a 12-hour course I teach doctors on how to relate to stress and what to do about it. So it's a quick summary. Number 1, do your best like a clan member from hundreds of thousands of years ago, who for the most part, by the way, if they weren't out hunting, and if they weren't hopefully defending themselves from danger, from animals or another clan, you know what they were doing? Chilling out. Very playful, very calm. They didn't worry too much. They didn't tend to overthink because they were very present to what's happening. And yes, as our brains develop, we have the ability, the cortex, the new brain, to like think things ahead. There's great qualities in that, and there's great dangers in that too. Humankind is sicker than ever because of this new brain. We're overthinking, over-worrying, over-causing the secretion of adrenaline and cortisol in our brains all the time. So it's a curse that we can think too much also. And so when there's adversity, yes, we have to be willing to adapt. I want you to try to train your brain to see that you're just adapting. Like our ancestors, oh, this is an issue, we'll adapt, we'll figure it out. Versus, how could they say that to me? And we just get a little out there. Anybody besides me ever go there? So now that you're going through this initiation, and your sons are, I'm going to encourage you to relax around that stuff. Don't need to do that. Unless your life is physically being threatened, pretty much, you need to relax more and be grateful. The word humor means celebration with amusement and gratitude. Unless your life is being threatened, and yes, we're all struggling, a lot of us financially. Have you ever been to a third world country? We are kings and queens, my friends. So it's just adversity. It's not a big deal. Because if you can't adapt, you're going to suffer. What I loved about Buddhism when I was a teenager, this was the first thing I heard. Life is suffering, whereas every other religion was like, oh, it's supremely, blissfully, orgasmically, endlessly blissful. I'm like, what the, where are they? Well, I don't see that nowheres. Where is that place? How much does it cost? I want to get in. See, I like Buddhism. It's like, no, there's suffering also. Yes, there's a nirvana ideal, unconditional, and there's conditional reality, and a lot of it is harsh. So if you're not willing to see your children as an adverse condition that you can actually adapt to, and they can adapt to you, in the name of cooperation, so that we can move together and share resources and all flourish, it's going to be a problem. See, I'm trying to build you a context this morning about how to be. It's a clan. It's a little hut you're in. It's not that big a deal. So, how to reconnect to reality. That's the context of all the relaxation I'm teaching you. You're just going to reconnect to reality because parts of reality are very calm, right? Have you ever sat by a pond where there was not even a ripple? Anybody? Show of hands, or you know what I'm talking about? Or look at the sky, there's not even a cloud, it's just supremely free in a certain way. Follow me? So there's ways to reconnect to reality, the unconditional part or the calmer part versus the more conditional, busy part. So here's step number 1. When your son comes up to you and says, does he call you Dad or Ray?
Dad.
Dad. Okay, so he goes, Dad, the fuck? You said you were gonna, right? Like the little body punches, right?
Yep.
Boom, 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 right? For most parents, they don't even need the knockout blow. They've had so many body punches, at one point they just go, right? Okay, you can take the car. That's the fall down. That's the knockout. Okay, you can go out and stay out till 2 in the morning tonight, right? What I'm saying is that when they're trying to get this reaction out of you, it's natural. Your reaction is normal. So I'm not standing here saying you shouldn't react to them. You can't help it. You're a primate. You're going to get defensive because it's an adverse condition. What I'm saying is don't act on it. Don't make shit up. I'm taking your cell phone. You're such a creepy kid. Like, that's just not great parenting. It just ain't. It shows them that you don't have a way, a method, which we'll get to, I promise you today. And if you don't have a way that you're not going to negotiate, well, you're an easy takedown. You're easy prey from a primate brain. You're easy prey. And yes, they love you, and you're easy. Okay? So step number 2 is to relax right in front of them. Your sons have already learned the technique I'm about to show you at least a few times already in circle ups, now that they're so comfortable touching each other's bodies. Then we teach them how to relax a little bit. Simple techniques. The techniques I'm going to show you are mindfulness-based techniques. You've heard of mindfulness, some of you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They're teaching this stuff in kindergarten now. Thank God, finally. They're teaching this stuff at the biggest corporations right now, right? I'm going to teach you how to relax and be present and become black belts. I mean, it doesn't take much. You practice for a few months, you're going to be a black belt. Okay? So relaxing doesn't mean that you're going to control it and they're all going to go your way, all things you want. That's not what I mean by relaxing. Okay? Step number 3, do not, did I say do not yet? Do not ever respond to your child until you're good and ready with the virtue you want to teach. Or that virtue that you just want to display. Do not respond to most young people with you need to, you ought to, you better. Teens don't do well with that because that's a threat. You tell me what I need to do and I'll tell you which finger I'm sticking out. I recommend you start saying things like, here's what's true for me. Here's what's true for me. Here's what's true for me. That's a good way to begin. That's a good response. And then respond with something like, when I was once in that situation, I did this, it didn't go well, I learned to be more respectful. That's a virtue, right? And when I learned how to be more respectful, which means to hold in a high regard, to esteem my teacher with reverence or something, things tended to go better. I got better grades, or she didn't throw me out of the class, or stuff like that. You follow me? So you don't respond until you're ready with a virtue or something that's intelligent based on your experience or your intuition, but not on anger. It's not going to go well for you. I wouldn't trust you if you were responding with anger all the time, because I know you're not thinking right, because you're in your limbic system. You're in fight or flight. There's no prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that can discern and make decisions, the executive center. I can hold a few things in my brain and then make a decision. You're not going to activate that for your children if you're freaked out and acting on it. And then finally, number 4 here, restoring with intention. I gave you a document, please don't go look for it now. It's called The Essential Principles and Practices of the Right Way. And it's about, I think it's 13 or 14 activities or behaviors. I also call them virtues of wellness, meaning this. With my patients, I teach them things that they can do every day that take 1 minute. You can do stress management and meditate for 1 minute. You can exercise for 1 minute. You can connect with a family member with a phone call or a text for 1 minute. You can do a lot of things in 1 minute that restore your energy. Every day. Rochelle will tell you, twice a day pretty much, I stretch 20 minutes in the morning, 10 to 20 minutes in the morning, 10 to 20 minutes every evening. Twice a day, 7 days a week. See, I need to restore myself every day. I can't go to the gym 3 times a week. I can't even get to the gym. And I drive right by my gym. And seriously, right? I drive right by the gym and I go, I don't have the fucking time to turn into that parking lot. I don't. I live right, I just drive right by my gym. I don't have the time. I'll do it at home though, 7 days a week. Now, if you need a gym, go to a gym. But I'm saying you need to restore yourself every day. The term that I like to use with my patients is this: Chief Energy Officer. CEO, people. You are responsible for maintaining your energy in that home for your children so you can deal with them because they are preying on your fatigue. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. I got an amen right there. Amen.
Amen,
Look, I finally got their attention. Well, phony head nods is fine with me, but that worked. Right, they're praying, not because they're bad. That's what primates do. I want to have fun, and these people are stressed out. I'm walking right in and taking over. Right? So they play you, not because they're bad. It's just primate behavior. They just want to have fun without the responsibility. If they can wear you down, why not? Plus, you're giving them money. What a great deal.